Hello, I'm back, and this is a video in response to one of my subscribers who wanted me to make a video about, here, let me look up their name. This is Wilze Hagawa, who wanted me to make a video about China joining the fray of gaming and why Nintendo is really the biggest winner about this coming about. But first, a little addendum to my last video, don't believe the hype. I had a few things wrong, namely the amount of sales that Wonderful 101, it's not near 1 million. Physical copies, it's like 250, and digital copies, it's like 150. So 400,000. It's probably going to continue to sell for quite some time, however, with the price cut. Let's see, what else? Packages. I claimed that the N64 was more powerful than the Xbox One. That is my mistake. 60%, 40% Microsoft. When I said Xbox One, I was thinking the original Xbox. You know, the first Xbox. And yes, the N64 was more powerful than the first Xbox. That piece of shit. Let's see, what else? Sorry, the GameCube was more powerful than the original Xbox. Hands down, the GameCube was the most powerful of the 6th generation. It was the most powerful console of the 6th generation. Okay then, which leads me to my first part of this precursor to the rest of my video. For those of you who complain about the accuracy of my videos, thanks. The corrections were appreciated. Those of you who just spent your time bitching about what I said, if you don't like my channel, fucking leave. Bye! I'm not in this to get paid. I'm not in this to make a lot of money. I'm in this because I enjoy making videos and having people comment and talk about it. And, the sharing of knowledge is awesome to me. Like I said, if you don't like my videos, unsubscribe. Bye. Get the fuck out. Okay then, that's the end of this addendum. I'll be moving on to what Wilze Hagawa wanted me to talk about in the second part, or the main part of this video, because this is just the addendum, the precursor, the prologue. Okay, I'm back. Okay, this is on to the awesome news that China has finally lifted their console ban. Now, here's the thing you need to understand about China. The Nintendo DS has been sold there for quite some time legally in the gray markets, i.e. not quite black market, importers, that type of thing. And Nintendo's made some pretty hefty profits there as well. Secondhand through the gray markets. We've also seen a rise of, all those types of things. With the lifting of the console ban, it means that three things. First of all those various Chinese knockoff console manufacturers are fucked. Because the real thing is coming into town. And you want to know who they've mostly been knocking off in China? Nintendo! That's right. I'm talking knockoff Wii consoles, knockoff NES consoles, knockoff SNES consoles, knockoff. Well, they haven't had the technology to knock off the N64, GameCube, but they have knocked off the other three mightily. And it's been kind of ridiculous. Knockoff Game Boy consoles, knockoff Game Boy Colors, knockoff. They really like knocking off Nintendo in China. But now the real deal is coming into town, and so the knockoffs are going to get their ass handed to them. So, who is best in position to capitalize on this momentous news? Well, it comes down to a very simple thing. Nintendo is. First of all, Nintendo makes the most affordable consoles. The Xbox One and PS4 are very internet dependent, so rich people in the cities will buy them. But for the middle class who live in areas where their internet might be shitty, or because there are parts in China that the internet is shitty. For the lower middle class and middle class, they're going to buy it. For the poor, they might just buy a DS, 3DS, the 2DS, whatever. 99 bucks, that'll be, you know, Chinese New Year. So Nintendo's affordability is going to give them a real headway in this. The fact that they are the original, the knockoffs, everyone knows who these knockoffs consoles are knocking off. They're gonna have a leg up. Plus, Nintendo's internet and online policies are very much, I won't say lockstep in line with Chinese, but they are very much, they're easier to mold to the Chinese model of how they want their games done. Enough said. Enough said. I think that Nintendo is in a very good position to basically dominate the Chinese market like they dominate the Japanese market. Hands down. I think Sony, if they want to get a leg into the Chinese market, better come up with better solutions than, well, you can stream this or you can download this. They better have a console that is solid gameplay first, gameplay experiences first, and all that online shit second. So, that leads me to my first conclusion. Nintendo is in a very good position to get into China because, you know, people already are aware of their knockoff brand. It's like if you buy a knockoff Rolex, you know what a fucking Rolex is, you just couldn't afford it, so you got the knockoff. Well, most of the knockoff consoles in Japan and China are PlayStation 1s, PlayStation 2s, and a lot of Nintendo shit. They love knocking off Nintendo shit. It's ridiculous. And I don't mean they knock off the technology, because that's too expensive. They knock off, which is shocking, because Nintendo normally, when they make a game, when they make a system, they do, like, the most economically efficient system. So it's not going to be the most expensive, but, like, the way they put it together, it's going to be a very powerful little machine. But it's not costing them an arm and a leg to make. When Nintendo systems are too expensive for you to make, like, you know it's going to be a cheap piece of shit. And there's a lot of cheap pieces of shit coming out of China. The Game Child, which is a ripoff of the Game Boy. Tons of little machines that look like Wii's and SNES's and NES's, where they put a piece of, like, a lead chunk, a plate of lead or copper or brass in the bottom, so it feels heavier than it really is, because they'll think, oh man, this is a solid piece of machinery. It isn't. It's a piece of shit, but whatever. But anyway, Nintendo is in great position to capitalize because they're who these knockoffs have been mostly going after over, you know, 10, 15, 20 years in the black market in China. Number two, Nintendo has technically been sold secondhand since 2009 in China, and they have made some pretty good money secondhand wise in the gray markets in China, i.e. importers, people who would leave China and buy stuff and smuggle it in and sell it. So, I mean, that's money, because money spends everywhere, okay? And Chinese money spends pretty well too, I guess. I don't know. The yuan, I don't know what they call the Chinese money shit. Third, Nintendo is very, I mean, they have very family-friendly brands, and the Chinese like that shit, okay? They're gonna like Mario just like everybody else. And they like value for dollar. They don't want to be screwed out of their money, like some people here in America. So, you know, they're gonna love that shit. The dude bro shooters might suck though, so I do not look forward to the Chinese dude bro shooters that might come out. So that just that's the end of this little video. Once again, I'll be linking the discussion link in the description field, and stay tuned because I have an epilogue to this video coming as well right after this. Okay, here's the epilogue to my video. As I said, I have a description field for the discussion feed where you can put any questions you might want to ask me for my questionathon coming up this Sunday. It will be live, so whatever happened will happen. I will take questions up to the questionathon. It's going to be scheduled for 8 on Sunday, so that's 8 Eastern Standard Time, 5 Pacific Coast Time, whatever, West Coast Time. I don't know what they call it over there. I'm gonna call it Pacific Coast Time. So basically, the Western Coast Time is going to be 5 p.m. East Coast Time 8 p.m. because the 3-hour time difference. I don't know what it's in Central, but just go on your friggin' YouTube. You'll figure it out. It'll adjust it for your time period. So it'll be live. I will be taking questions all the way up to during the actual live event. So ask away. I'll start with the questions that I got first in the discussion thread, and we'll keep on going until 8 to 9, or earlier if I don't get a lot of questions, whatever. So basically, yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have questions. I'm gonna answer them. It'll be great. Also, I will also link to the article from my last vid. Don't believe the hype. Before, as I said once again, as I said in that video, before you say anything about whether or not I'm right or not, why don't you read the article before you subscribe, downvote, upvote, anything in that video. Most of the people who were most critical of that video did not do that. I could tell because some of the shit they were saying was anathema to what the article said. But that's okay. That's alright. Once again, read the article before you say shit. Read the article. And also, if you have any questions you want me to answer for the questionathon, the link is in the description field.